Are we live, Jack? Yeah?
We are live now, yep. We're good to go.
Hello everyone and welcome. And just before you join us, I was about to do an introduction, but I will not be doing one because we've got Owen Wyatt in the wall already here in Japan, and he has crashed as you join us on the stream at 1:30 and he's out in the Ferrari, out of qualifying. So Owen Wyatt is out. But let's introduce it. It's round 16 of the ILR3 World Championship here from a soaking Suzuka circuit. Alongside me tonight I've got Jack Gooding. And Jack,
hello.
Look how tricky these conditions are. What do you think? Look at Jamie struggling out there on
it's funny
What's he doing?
It's funny they mentioned that, Andy. I was just on board with Jamie as he lost the rear, had a tank slapper there going out the S section. So yeah, he's on the inters. I don't know if that's the right call at the moment. Him and Jacko seem to be the only guys on the inters at the moment, but he's having a torrid time. But yeah, as you can see, and he's off again. Disaster. But as you can see, Owen's already gone. Jamie's having a disaster of a time. Tricky conditions indeed.
Yeah, really struggling out there. I don't know if Jamie's got his head screwed on properly, because as he goes off again, yeah, this is a disaster class from Jamie. He better get into the pits and fit a set of the wet compound tyre. His session is falling apart in the early stages. We have got one lap time on the board so far in what is a very, very tricky circuit at the best of times, when it's lovely conditions. That's what we expect tomorrow. Beautiful sunshine for tomorrow's race, but right now we've got some very heavy rain. A lot of rivers run across this racetrack, and down the years it has been red flagged, the qualifying and the race, due to the rivers running across the track. So it is very, very tricky indeed. We've got Silent Assassin going quickest so far, a 1 minute 44.8. Afri is 2 tenths down from that. Liliart 4.5 tenths, then Danny and Mr. Crumpet running out the top 5. Jacko is 4.2 away on the intermediate tyres, which is not as far as I thought he would be, Jack Gooding, given the way Jamie's been struggling out there.
And I wish I was surprised, but should we really run on that PSN of disaster class there, sitting in 16th? But Jacko 4 seconds off. I mean, and Lazan, he's out.
He's out. The championship leader is out of qualifying, and he's done it at 1:30 as well. The same place as on Wyatt, and does that reopen the championship to the likes of Afri Fresh? Possibly. And into the wall goes Lisanne. Is he okay? That looks like a heavy
That's
shunt.
A big hit.
And, well, I have to say, it was actually mentioned in the paddock amongst the ILR 1 and 2 boys that 130R in the wet conditions will claim a few drivers, and here in ILR 3 it's already claimed 2 of drivers. Not only on Wyatt is out, we've lost the World Championship leader, Lisanne Gaming, in the wall. Jack, could this be a twist in the championship, or is it gap too much? What do you think?
Well, I tell you what, the one that this is turned on its head, this Andy. Afri Frisch only hours ago couldn't make today's race, and now he's showing up. He's sitting in P2, and Bob's is DNF'd and sitting at the start at the back of the grid. So this is just flipped on its head. I mean, he has got a 50-point lead, but Afri Frisch, he is making Brandon worry, and this isn't going to help his cause at all. I mean, he's starting at the back. He is quick, but it's a dry race. Might help. As Crumpet's out as well. From P6. Oh, he's lost
Where's that on the track?
Is that coming up the hill?
Is that 130 on as well, on the outside of the track. We're losing cars left, right and centre at 130, and as I mentioned just a few moments ago, a lot of rivers running across this racetrack as the downpour continues, and maybe, just maybe, one of them is down at 130R as we lose car after car after car. The session has barely started. Well, we're only halfway through it, and on Wyatt, Lisanne Gaming, and now Crumpet all in the wall down there. We lost Bassa in the wall down there as well, but he managed to limp back to the pits. But as everyone's out there with 4.5 minutes to go, I want to give you a quick rundown of the championship standings at the moment in ILR3. It is Lisanne Gaming on top. He has quite a big advantage, almost 60 points, 59 points his lead, but that could disappear in a flash here today. In tomorrow's race, because as we've already mentioned, he's out of qualifying and Afri is in second place, and this gap could come down. That is the gap between the top two. Lisanne has got 219 and it is second place for Afri, 160 points. Then it's Ambassadors in third, 146 points. Crumpet 4th with 145. Paga is 5th with 137. Josh 6th with 126. Owen Wyatt 7th, he's in the wall as well with 118 points. Sir Lane has got 93 points in 8th. And 9th is the Dutchman, I can't even pronounce that. What the hell? Kick Good Demands has got 70 points. Goodmans and Alex Liliart rounds out the top 10. So 3.5 minutes to go in the session. The rain not letting up at all at the moment. And we've got Silent Assassin out there pushing the winner last time out as well in changeable conditions at the Malaysian Grand Prix. And he's proving again that he's very quick in these damp conditions, isn't he, Jack Green? Doing a good job, on good form.
He is doing a really good job, yes. You can clearly tell he's been practicing this, but also we can think who will be running the dry setup in this qualifying session. That's what I'm starting to think. Will they gamble on a grid position for the start of the race and try and get out a lead and avoid the... What is, to be honest, I find quite a difficult, deceiving turn one. I mean, the cars seem to break a little bit early or sometimes a little bit late, run deep, and you can see quite a few collisions on this game going into this T1. But interesting to see. Not too surprised at the front two at the moment, but a big shout out to Goody and a wavy guy our debutant today, Harry, in P4. Great position for him to be in at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with the guy, the Chilean driver, as he's representing the Chilean flag there on his car. So in 4th position, doing a very solid effort, almost 4 tenths shy. I'm interested to see Jacko is now 1.6 off the pace. And did he do that lap on intermediate tires to get within 1.6 seconds? Because if he has, he could be a real dark horse if he did. So we need to keep an eye on Jacko, and everybody else needs to keep an eye on Jacko, because he might be heading out the pits very, very soon here, and there might be a chance he could put this on pole position on those inters. And what about Jamie as well on the intermediate tires? We might need to keep an eye on him here. We were joking off air that Jamie would put in a pole position lap. I think there would be absolute scenes if he managed to do that. But right now we have to look and see who's nearest the finish line. We've got Goody out there, 3 tenths away from the pole at the moment, pushing now into the spoon corner. Very, very tricky, very damp. It's all about getting onto the throttle nice and early. And look at that, the back end want to swing round on him. The McLaren going up through the gears as he heads towards 130R, which has already claimed 3 drivers on this qualifying session. Goody heads through there now, and look how tentative he is. And it looks like he's backed out of it, and just in front of him, into the wall, went Wavy Guy. And there you go, another one into the wall and out of qualifying, down at 130R. It's just incredible.
And Danny's gone pole by 7 tenths as well. Danny's on pole.
Yeah. Wow, and the times are going to come down rapidly. Danny by 7 tenths of a second obliterates the field, and surely the times are going to keep coming down because of the drying track. We've seen Jacko go so much quicker on the inters a few moments ago. Where is Jamie? He's coming out of the final corner on the inters to complete a lap. Is this a famous pole? Not yet. It's only 11th quickest, but the track will come to him on this next lap, and it will come as well to Jacko. But Jamie's on the wets now. Jamie's in the wets. He's not on inters. As Paga now gets to within half a tenth of Danny out front. The lap times are going to come shooting down in the closing minutes. It's going to be all about who's last across the line. Silent Assassin hits the line and goes 3rd quickest. Not quick enough. Fat Slag is another one in the wall, and he's crashed up at Dunlop.
Oh no, disaster for Fat Slag there. Did a bit of masterclass in Malaysia in the wet.
I hope they don't have to crane him out of there, because they might not be able to lift a Fat Slag out of there. And thankfully, Fat Slag is going to get out on his own. So there you go, that Slag is on his way. Danny's on another quick lap. Paga pushing hard through the deck now. Who's furthest round the track? We need to try and pick someone up who's quite far round at the moment.
Danny's on 130R. Oh, he's had a big tank slapper there. Oh.
Here he comes in. He is going to set the target. It's going to be a moving target, I feel, over the next few moments. Here comes Danny, the first of the real contenders to hit the line. What can Danny do? It's a 44-1 at the moment. It stays a 44-1, but with a minor improvement. What about Paga? What about Silent Assassin? And what about Afri? Paga, the furthest man round the track of this group. He goes through the spoon corner, the Japanese fans in the grandstands. Absolutely loving it there as he heads down towards what is quickly becoming an infamous 130R corner. Is that another car off there? We've lost Baza. Was it down there? We're about to find out. Yep, it was. So there you go, Baza in the wall at 130R. Paga somehow negotiates it with no problem. Can he now go on and put that Williams on pole? Jamie's got pole! He's got pole! There you go! 144-1! And Paga's got pole! No! I'm not supposed to be biased! I'm not supposed to be biased! But Paga, the Flying Dutchman, steals the pole! Can Silent Assassin go on and steal it as well? No, he cannot! It's 4th position! What about Williard?
Afri Fish has come to the line! He's second!
Quickest. Now here comes Lilliard, the last man to see the checkered flag. Can he move right up into the top 4 or 5 places? Here comes the Haas car, screaming out of the final corner, heading for the line. He's currently 9th, and he moves up to 6th as he sees the flag. We almost had a quite incredible story in ILR3 there. Jamie puts it 2nd with the most incredible, 3rd, sorry, with the most incredible effort, but it's Paga, the man in the Williams, and Afri Fritsch walking out the front row. Williams dominant as they are in the Constructors' Championship. What a day it could be for them tomorrow. Jack Gooding, your thoughts on that?
Wow, what a lap from Paga. 3 attempts clear in the end, and Afri Fritsch put on, making it a 1-2 for Williams. I gotta say, Jamie was nowhere in qualifying, then bangs that lap in on pole, quickly loses it, but great with third. Danny 4th, delighted with there as well. And obviously be interesting to see Brandon and Owen Wyatt as well, trying to fight the way through the field. I don't know if DNA Joe is able to get back in, but he's also one for the really good pace. But wow, what an exciting end to qualifying, Andy.
Wow, absolutely brilliant. I couldn't believe it when Jamie went quickest briefly there. I was getting flashbacks back 3, maybe even 4 years ago when I seen that. But thankfully, for some people, because if we wouldn't have wanted Jamie on pole, would we? It would have been going on about it for about 6 years. So thankfully, Jamie's not on the pole, and it's a Williams lockout. So there you go. Brilliant qualifying section, and there, as it dried out at the end, the drivers gained the confidence, and in the end it was the Williams boys leading the Constructors' Championship that shone through. But what will happen at Williams now? Will Paga assist Afri? Try and give him the victory, Jack Gooding? What do you expect from the Williams boys?
I tell you what, I don't know. I think
you know how far down the other one is. Sorry,
well, I think Paga, I think he's telling me personally that he really wants a P3 for himself. So I mean, his formation up now, but so I don't think he's going to make it too easy for him. But I think if it came down to it, if it wasn't for the race win, he might let him through. But I don't think Paga would easily give it up for Afri. But we'll wait and see. Interesting to see how the cars are going to feel as well in the dry conditions. How many of them have actually got a dry setup on? Have they got a hybrid of wet and dry to help them qualifying? I don't know. So be interesting to see now. As Brandon is starting 16th as well, so he's literally going to have to do a Kimi Räikkönen here in Japan to keep control of the title.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be very, very difficult for Brandon with his championship rival. If we could call it a rival, the gap is quite excessive, but it will become a rival, I would say, Afri, if he can win. And Lissan does not score big today, but he does have dry conditions, and well, he surely should have a pace advantage over the cars in front, we would expect. But you know, it's going to be very interesting. And let's have a little look at the tyre compounds that everyone has chosen. Obviously, with a wet qualifying yesterday, everyone in the field gets 3 tyre choice. But interestingly, Paga and Afri have gone for the super soft tyres. There's no split strategy down at Williams. Jamie is going longer with a set of the soft compound tyre. Then it's Danny and Silent Assassin behind him. They've gone for the mediums. Lilliard's gone for softs, and Fat Slag has gone for the medium compound tyre. Goody has gone for super softs, Wavy Guy has gone for softs, and Randoms has gone for the soft tyre. And interestingly, much of the drivers outside the top 10, with the exception of Lissan at the back, has gone for the medium tyre. Lissan's gone for the soft. So it's a real mix-up. It should make for a quite intriguing strategy, Jack Gooding, do you think?
I think so, yeah. I think some of the drivers towards the front of the grid, we're talking about a possible 2-stop strategy is the quickest way. So we could see a super soft, super soft. I imagine some of the drivers on mediums will be now attempting the 1-stop, especially the guys from Mr. Crumpet all the way down. Lazan, I think Brandon's going to play it as it goes and see what happens on the soft, see where he ends up. But I'll let you take the start, Andy. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go then. We had all sorts of drama in qualifying yesterday. Will it be replicated here in the race today? It's a Williams lockout on the front row. Will they be there come the finish? A lot of strategy is going to play out over the next 27 laps. When the lights go out, round 16, will they go? Paga gets a good start off the grid after trying to pull alongside, but Paga looks like he has the upper hand as they approach turn 1. The Renault of Jamie tries to get in behind, but there's no way through as they all trundle through the first corner. White is a late joiner. He will not participate in the race, but it looks like they've all behaved through turns 1, 2 and 3 as they sweep up the hill through the S's, and it's Paga leading from Afri, from Jamie, who just ran a little bit wide there. And we've now got a yellow flag. We've got Crumpet, Wavy Guy and Randoms, I think.
It's Wavy Guy.
All down at the back. Yeah, and Wavy Guy in his debut. That's not a good debut, is it, Jack Gooding?
No, it's a shame. I missed what happened there, but he's run into the gravel trap, so hopefully he can try and recover and make a one-stop work and get back in the points. Early days yet.
Yeah, early days, and I tell you what, it might be early days in the battle at the front, but Afi already looking by far the more confident Williams driver, right up behind his teammate as they head down towards Spoon Corner. Is there any way through into Spoon? It'll be tricky on this racetrack. A lot of the drivers spoke in the press conference yesterday about the dirty air on this track, so difficult to follow through that first sector and at times in the second sector as well. Jack, where do you think the best overtaking opportunity is going to be on this circuit today?
Tell you what, it's very tough. Probably 10-1 the DRS zones or after 130R on the tight chicane right to left. As Randoms is out.
Randoms in the wall, yeah, well in the wall. And where is that? I don't even know what that is.
Oh no.
Struggling to.
Fat Slag.
Hold on. Fat Slag's an issue as well. He's out of the race. What's happened to him? That's on the exit of Spoon Corner now. Randoms has crashed on the exit of Spoon, and Fat Slag has crashed at 130R. 130R claiming his fifth victim of the weekend. Oh, not a good start for those two then, or not a good race at all. Not a good weekend for them, those two. Fat Slag unable to replicate that brilliant weekend he had last time out in Malaysia, where he almost won the race. Denied victory right at the death by Silent Assassin. But we've got to look at the battle at the front. Paga really struggling here with R3 right behind him, and they're dropping Jamie, as you would expect, who's on those soft tyres rapidly, aren't they, Jack?
Yeah, definitely. Jamie's got a bit of a train behind him. Can I just say, Andy, Lausanne is up to PA already. He's up to PA already. That's fantastic. There's a title contender right there if I ever saw one. Don't know how he's done that, but 2 laps in through this track, it's not easy. And he's all over the back of Goody, and he's joined the Jamie train, it looks like. So Jamie could play in his favour here. If he keeps everyone else bunched up, like Brandon can just pick these guys off one by one. He is slightly quicker than them. But like you said, Japan's not the easiest track to overtake. Probably would be turn 1. It's probably where the DRS zones are, really, isn't it? So wait and see.
On the move then, as you said, a real proof that he's a champion in waiting here. Driving clean through the field. He's cleared half the field already. Some of them have been in various incidents. This is where it starts to get a little bit more tricky as we're going to move up in front here. That's Lily out on the inside of Silent Assassin. He can't quite find a way through. He has to dive out of the way of it. He's going to lose a lot of momentum now. He's got Goody right behind him, and he's got the World Championship leader there as well. And interestingly, Lausanne, it doesn't seem to have that straight line speed that he needs going into turn 1, does he? It looks like Goody looks the more threatening on Lily out ahead, and there's no way through as they all trundle through the first corner. And it's going to be interesting to see how these strategies pan out. Jamie, Danny, Silent Assassin, they'll be going longer. Will Paga and R3 come out in traffic later on? Quite possibly. Jamie Trainers, we got a mistake there from Lilliard. And through the door goes Goody and Lausanne Gaming. Just dancing past them there, slipping through the smallest of gaps in the middle of the SE section. Lilliard makes an error, and he's pounced upon by 2 drivers, and he drops from 6 to 8. And now Goody's gone a little bit deep into the second Degner, and as has Lilliard behind. Lilliard under pressure, losing out to Owen Wyatt, who crashed in qualifying yesterday. And now Lausanne on the inside as well of Goody. They're rubbing wheels side by side, and somehow Lausanne doesn't tap Goody into a spin. Very close combat going on here. And Lausanne is making progress very quickly, Jack Gooding, isn't he?
I tell you what, yeah, I thought there was going to be tears there. That tight left-hander. There's slight contact, like you said, and I thought he was going to send Lausanne for a spin, but not the case. Clean racing just about, and lives to fight for another lap anyway, and he's going to keep going at him. Goody's not going to make it easy for him, but you already feel it's only a matter of time. He's trying to break the slipstream into 130R. And
having a look at Assassin, trying to create some problems for him. Maybe get him a little bit wary on the brakes as they go to the corner. And look, Goody's made a slight error. It's Lausanne right up behind him, pushing him through the exit of the final corner. Across the line they go. TRS open again, and Lausanne again has got absolutely no chance. Going into the first corner, it could start to get a little bit frustrating for the championship leader here, but he cannot afford any damage, Jack, can he? Right now, he's
can't, no.
The points he needs.
I was just having a think as well. Silent Assassin is on the medium compound, so he'll want to keep these guys behind him for as long as possible, because that'll play into his favour later on. If he is doing the one stop, Goody is on the super softs, so if anything, Silent's probably holding him up to bring Brandon into play here. A nice little train for him. Goody's races suffering here. He kind of is stuck behind the dirty air, like you said. You can get in the first sector. But the William boys as well, they seem to be set. They've gone, they've just bolted away from Jamie, who's dropping off about second a lap now.
Sure, I've now got a side-by-side. It's a battle between Jacko and Owen. I think Owen ran wide, going through deck number 2. He lost out to ILRGT again. He's now trying to defend from Jacko. He went banging wheels through the hairpin there, and now they're going side-by-side down towards Spoon Corner. Owen against Jacko, Ferrari against Mercedes. They bang wheels again. Oh, there's no love lost between those two, and Jacko tries another one up the inside in Spoon, and it looks like Owen Wyatt, after that huge battle, is going to cling on to that 9th place when it looked like he was certain to lose it. So there you go, Owen Wyatt just about holds on after making that error all the way back at Decker 2. But look at this, Goody and Lassan, look how frustrated Lassan is getting. And here's his chance now. Goody made a complete mess of that final corner, but I do not think Lassan's got the straight line speed to make a move, even with the DRS. And he tries to go to the outside. Can he sweep right down the outside of Goody? Goodie's going to have to take a tighter line. He'll lose momentum round the corner. Lassan tries it round the outside. That would be a sensational move. They're banging wheels, and again he's forced out a little bit of contact with Goody, and he ran out of road. And Goody holds on. Jack, what do you think? What do you think of that one? As we lose Crumpet.
As the Crumpet is gone.
Yeah, Crumpet in the wall.
That's
down
a disaster.
Yeah, that's the 130R, the 6th victim of the weekend. Crumpet out, the 130R, horrible weekend for the Mercedes driver. 2 crashes, and his weekend is over. A very expensive weekend. It's Goody and Lassan do battle again, I believe. And still Lassan 7th. Let's have a quick rundown now. Lap 5 out of 27 of the order. Baga in the lead by 0.6 of a second to R16 Fitch in 2nd. Then a huge 7.5 second gap back to King and JJ, who's putting in a solid performance so far. Fantastic job here. Danny is in 4th position, and he's on the medium tyre, who's going very long into this Grand Prix. Silent Assassin 5th, holding up Goody, and Lassan, who's dropped off into the clutches of Lilliart now. He must have made an error, or came into close combat with Goody. I'm not too sure, but Silent Assassin on those mediums has really been holding these guys up, not only by using the medium tyre, but he's got front wing damage as well on the right end plate. Really, really slow at the moment, and holding Goody up, destroying Goody's race, who's on the quicker, super soft tyre. So this is really where Goody's race should be at its strongest, and it's been hampered massively by Silent Assassin in front, who's just limping round on these mediums at the moment, Jack, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going to have to make them last as well. He's realising on the mediums, unless he wants to change to a different strategy, but I don't know if it'd be worth it, so I think he's going to take the hit now. I mean, he could always come in and do a double super soft run, but or just switch to the softs. But yeah, definitely pain now for Silent Assassin. But he's not too far off Danny at the moment, only a couple of seconds. I mean, the Williams guys have gone, completely gone, so I think it'll be a race between them for the win. Interesting to see how Jamie, what strategy he goes for. Will he do a 2-stop? Will he do super soft? Will he change
Lassan's round, sorry Jack. Lassan is spun down in the middle sector just before Dunlop, the first sector just before the Dunlop corner. He spun it right round and dropped right down the field from what was 7th down to 10th. He's spun it again. He's done it again. He's got out the wall. Oh, the championship is unravelling here. He knocks down the Fly Emirates sign. Oh, he'll not be flying with Emirates on his way home, I can assure you that. He'll be furious about that one. Lassan gaining, crashes and spins down into 10th place. Is he beginning to bottle it, Jack Gooding?
A little bit. Sorry, Andy, I was just watching the battle of Jacko and Owen Wyatt again, but yeah, it's so uncharacteristic from Brandon. He's so normally consistent and quick, but I don't know, did he lose it on his own accord? Was that was it another driver? It was, wow. Well, maybe the pressures.
Second time was on his own accord. The first time I'm not sure. He was in 3 when I watched him a moment ago, so I think it was on his own accord both times. That's good. He finally clears Silent Assassin down into the chicane.
Silence pitted, like he was struggling. Yeah, so he's doing a 2-stop.
Oh, penalty as well coming in. 5-second stop though. This is a horrendous afternoon for Silent Assassin.
On the
so
mediums,
promising in such good form. When we left Europe and went to the flyaways, and it's all went pear-shaped here. New front wing and a 5-second stop goal penalty in the pits. He goes onto the soft tyres and his race has been ruined. But yeah, Lassan, I didn't see the first one. My assumption would be, Jack, that he spun on his own accord, and then when he got going again on cold tyres, on dirty tyres, spun again on the edge of Techno 1.
Yeah, it's
unbelievable.
Very easy to do that with no TC on as well. You have to feather the throttle, and I think with a bit of mud on the tyres, he's lost the rear end again. He's just, head's gone there in that cockpit. Won't be happy there down at Renault, but a long way to go. Still 20 laps left. I think he's going to have to get his head down now and just hope he can get a few more positions back, because as it stands, Afri is, he's, what's that, 16 points he's picking up on him, so every little helps in the championship.
And Owens went off again. Owen Wyatt's went off and damaged the front line, so that's an easy place for Lisanne.
There you go.
So the crisis is that was beginning to unfold for him has pretty much been averted, because Silent Assassin's bailed out, got a 5 seconds penalty, and Owen Wyatt himself has now damaged his front line and will need to come into the pits. So that's 2 places made straight back.
Oh.
And
ILR and
Goody. Probably get Jackal back as well. Yep, ILR and Goody. They go side by side into the final chicane. ILR going to try one right round the outside of Goody. Oh, that's lovely.
Lovely
move there. Simply done. Beautiful. Goody didn't defend it hard enough, but that's why he's coming into the pits anyway. He didn't feel the need to get involved.
Those super softs are done, I think, lap 8. So interesting to see when Paga and Afri will pit. If that looks like the terminal there for the Goody in the McLaren. So surely it must be time for the Williams boys to pit sooner.
Oh, Paga's off! Paga's off! And through goes Afri into the lead of the race. Paga makes a slight error through Dunlop, twitches wide, rumbles through the gravel, and Afri takes the lead of the race, and that will be music to his ears, and not so down at Renault, where Brandon will be furious. Paga makes an error, Afri storms through the door, 25 points, thank you very much, a long way to go in the race, but Paga will be kicking himself. What an error that is to make, going through Dunlop, Jack Gooding.
Wow, yeah, I know, what a time to bottle. Just a slight lapse in concentration. Obviously there's not much runoff here in Japan, so a little bit of grass, as we've seen, it can cost you a lot of time, but Paga now looks like he's struggling a little bit more on those super softs, which is surprising because he has had the clean air. Afri's showing fantastic pace, really is. It's actually quite scary. I wonder if he'll bolt away now, but with the super softs dying off, who's going to have the choice to pit stop first? But now Afri's in the lead,
yeah,
so
well,
I'd imagine they're both in a party chat together, so they'll be discussing it. So interesting to see who's going to get the undercut or overcut.
Oh, Afri continues. Paga's in. So
Paga's in. This will be interesting.
Paga's going to have a second bite of the cherry here. He's coming into the pits. Afri will be expected on the next lap. Where will Paga rejoin? Is he going to be in traffic? Is he going to be in clean air? He goes on to a set of medium tyres.
Ooh, he's going to the end.
He can take them to the finish.
Must do, yeah.
Okay then. Maybe the fact that they were on fresh tyres from the start because it was rain yesterday. Maybe he thinks he can do that. So what can Paga do? Is he going to be out in clean air? Because here comes Jackal down the straight. Oh, he's well clear of Jackal. Never mind that. Into the clean air. So this is crucial for Paga. He will get a second chance to get ahead of Afri as a result of that early pit stop. He looked like he had first dibs on the pit stops on the previous lap. He lost the lead on that lap, and then Afri had the choice to come in, chose not to, and now he's handed Paga another chance at it. But how quick can Afri be on this in lap? He needs to be blisteringly quick. Then again, Jack, he might be trying a different strategy here.
Well, this is it. I'm not sure what they're doing now. The mediums, I don't know how much quicker the delta will be on these fresh mediums. If it was softs or super softs. As Brandon's out!
He's out! The World Championship leader! He's crashed! He's out in Suzuka! The World Championship leader is going to get no points here today! This is a defining moment in the championship! I don't know how he's done it! The left front folded up over the chassis, and the Renault mechanics have got their head in their hands. Unbelievable! Lisanne is out, and guess who's in the lead of his race? The race is the championship rival, Afri Fitch. But for how much longer? Because Paga might be about to take the lead. But Jack, very, very briefly before the pit stop happens here, your thoughts on that? Lisanne's in a nightmare.
Absolute nightmare, yeah, absolutely stunned. He's just not found the grip. Apparently, I've heard sources that he did not have the correct setup on. We'll wait and see as Afri is coming out the pits now, and Paga is coming down the back straight.
Oh, this is going to be so close. Afri looks like he's going to get the jump and stay ahead of Paga.
He's got the lead.
Paga unable to make it work on the second bite of the cherry with the undercut. But look at the tyres Afri's gone on. It's showing, what tyres is that? It's showing his super softs.
I've got mediums.
The car. Mediums on the left, so we'll go mediums in. They're both on mediums. Look how close they are though. Inseparable. Surely they'll be on the team radio at Williams. Paga back off because Afri's on for a 25-point slice out of that 59-point lead that Lisanne did have. And Jack, if Afri was to go in and win this, I've got to ask you now, do you think the championship is right back on the cards for Afri?
I'll tell you what, he's right back in the mix. So the momentum will certainly be with him, but it's definitely another thing trying to catch up to Brandon. Interesting to see what will happen in the next few races. Only 4 races left after this. Long way, still 100 points up to grab. So yeah, definitely in the mix. This is a big swing in the title.
Goodness me, absolutely incredible the things happening here in Suzuka. It's Formula One, it happens all the time in a pressure of the World Championship. Just when it looks like it's all over, a big surprise pops up right at the end, or 4 or 5 races from the end, and keeps it going right towards the finale. We've seen that many times, and is it going to unfold here again? After Fritsch looking very quick, he was rapid in the race at the start, and he's now got himself ahead of his teammate by being a little bit more consistent, by looking after the tyres slightly better, and he's now on course for victory and slicing the 59-point lead down to just 34, and almost, just about almost within range of one race victory of Lausanne. And that will really start to put the pressure you have to feel on the Renault driver. It's always easier being the hunter and not the hunted, isn't it, Jack? Look at this.
Definitely, yeah.
Afri, that's not over yet, because ILR can play a little bit of a game here with these two, add a little bit of spice to this battle, an extra variable. Afri will not like this at all. He's got his teammate breathing right down his neck, and is there any way Paga can send one up the inside of the hairpin? He's not close enough. If anything, Afri's going to complete the move on ILR. He tags for the inside going into the hairpin. He tries at Kobayashi, but he's not the master of that move. It's all about Kamui.
Paga's right in his gearbox.
Yeah, he is, Paga, right in his teammate's gearbox. Forget the team orders, he's saying. The Flying Dutchman is desperate to get that position back as they head into the spoon curve. Afri clinging on, ILR frustratingly in the way. It's like dangling a carrot for him. Come on, the race win is here if you can clear me. They go side by side down towards 130R, and he lets him through. ILR backs off, gets out of the way. Paga dances past as well. I don't know why he let them through. No idea why he did that. As Jamie pits from the lead, Danny continues, but Afri just about holding on with Paga right behind him. That flashes me back, Jack Gooning, to ILR1 in Belgium when Cluffy and Pistas were in a battle clearing traffic. Do you remember that one?
Oh no, yeah, that was absolutely hectic. To be honest, I'm not too surprised ILR did that. He's, I think he's more interested in his own race at the moment. He knows it's not his battle. He's quite a clean driver, and he keeps saying to me he wants to keep his point runs going. And I think staying out of trouble there is probably the wise thing to do from his point of view. He's not as quick as these two up front, but obviously we're watching, we want to see the battle, don't we? We want to see them fighting. We want to see contact. We want to see a bit of drama, but obviously he's playing the long game. As Afri's he's off. Afri's off.
I've not seen that. I've cut away.
He's gone into the gravel trap. He's down to P4, and Paga's into second, the net lead.
Oh wow, it swings again in favour of Paga, and there's a small applause, a small glimmer of a smile down at the Renault garage, because Afri is going to lose a few valuable points here, because he's now lost out to ILR, and he might be in a vulnerable position here to the likes of Danny come the end of this race, potentially. I mean, he needs to get a move on here, because what's the gap? Let's have a quick look. Gap to the leader from Afri is 9.6. Will Danny be able to claw that all back when he goes on to the super softs later on? I'm not sure. I don't know. I think there might be a bit of a tall order. Depends if Liliot's going to be more of a pest again, which we want to see, but will he do it this time? Will he let him go? He's doing it again. Oh, unbelievable. Afri got it all wrong there. Liliot backed out for him in the previous lap. Afri this time tried to slipstream him, and Liliot had already lifted out of the throttle. And as a result, Afri's got light damage on that left-hand side of his front wing. Oh, Jack, how do you read that one? Is that just a racing incident, or should Liliot be lifting off there, or should Afri be wise to him lifting off?
I think he did it the last lap, so if I was driving, I'd be wise that he probably would have done it again. But I mean, it's 6 off a dozen as a race driver. You expect it to be flat out there. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's a race. You're racing for position, but it's a difficult one. But I mean, if it was me in Afri's position, I would have expected him to have done the same and lifted off. But here we are.
Yeah. It's so difficult though when you're a racing driver. The racing instinct automatically puts you into the slipstream of the car in front of you. You just think automatically, oh, I better get the slipstream, and it's just a racing incident. Really. He's getting out of the way, and that's the kind of thing that can happen.
P5, Jamie and Silent, very close to each other.
Oh, can Jamie hold him back? Look at that, right up behind him. Jacko, the next car, just in front of them. And it's going to get very spicy over the next few laps between these two. I'll be interested to see if Afri can close that 3.5 second gap back up to Paga in the next few laps, and that will really tell us if he is the quicker driver by any great deal or any great margin. But yeah, as you say, Jack, this is the battle on track at the moment. It's Jacko, it's King and JJ, and it's Silent Assassin. Jacko going long on those mediums, yet to make a pit stop. The two behind, Jamie and Silent Assassin, have both pitted for fresh tyres. And now Jamie's under real threat from Silent Assassin. He'll have to stop again.
Yeah, he will. He'll be stopping on super softs. I think probably lap 21-ish, I'd imagine. So I mean, Jamie could let him go, but to be honest, if it was Jamie and Jacko, it wouldn't make it easy because he will be quick at the end of the race. That assassin always going for the move.
Oh, he's going for it. He's done him. Has he done him? Jamie's going to try and cling on there. He goes side by side on the way down towards the first corner, and it looks like Sam Assassin is going to do it. He makes a move. Well, Jamie trying to switch back into turn one, probably not. It's not really much of a braking zone to be trying that. He's going to have to try and hang it around the outside. He can't do that, and Sam Assassin dances past the Renault and moves up now into 5th place. But he has to stop again, and Jamie will be wise to that. That's probably why he wasn't really too interested in fighting around the outside. And Silent Assassin moves up, and now he can be the focus for Jacko. He'll be looking in his mirrors at the Sauber instead of a Renault. Jack, giving your thoughts on that next move, wasn't it?
Yeah, very nice move. He was quite far back when he did it, but I think Jamie was aware that he probably wants to get the move done. And like now, Jacko probably will have to be wise to the fact Silent Assassin will not be hanging around there. He's going to have to pit against Silence, and we could see this battle later on in the Grand Prix as well between these three. Wait and see.
From Jacko there.
Good defending, yeah.
Silent Assassin wanted to miss out up the inside, and Jacko said no chance. And Silent Assassin had to move to the outside. It should give him a better exit though, but it's given Jamie a second chance at Silent Assassin as well here, because he's got to concentrate the car in front, and Jacko, and any slight braking error, any slight contact could allow Jamie back in the door, but Jacko's made a complete hash of the exit of the spoon curve, and now he's a sitting duck as he heads towards 130R. Jacko pushes him to the absolute limit here. They're going to go side by side through 130R. Close your eyes, folks, and Jacko, whoa, across the grass. And is he going to hold on? No, he's not. And finally, it looks like the move has been completed. Jacko not interested whatsoever in conceding that place, and it's ended up worse off for him than better. But now Jamie has a second chance at the back of Silent Assassin going down towards turn one, but I don't think that Renault is set up quick enough in a straight line to have a look. Oh, that was very close racing, wasn't it, Jack, going down to 130R?
I can imagine he's slightly clenched in that cockpit going on there, that corner 130R. I certainly was watching that, but thankfully, no contact made, no disasters. That could have been a double DNF easy though. We've seen it all there before too many times, but great racing there, great racing ILR3. And Jamie's he needs to keep up with Silent, be quite good getting another DRS zone as well, but obviously in the mediums now, so we're going to the end. He looks pretty nailed on for at least the P5 or P4 finish on his ILR3 debut. Of course, he will be racing here next year, so could be one to look out for in ILR3 next season.
Yeah, well, we want to look out for an ILR3, Jamie, of course. Struggling a little bit in ILR2 to find the pace, and really performing on the fringes of the top 10 at best for Jamie. So you'll be looking, as you say, to perform well in ILR3 and maybe try and rack up a few victories. Jack, do you think that's stretching it a little bit, or do you think a few victories might be possible for the man from Texas?
I don't see why not. He's got on his day he can be up there, but I think he's sometimes a little bit too nice for his own liking. He stick the elbows out a little bit more. I think he's a bit too careless with some drivers sometimes, because he likes to keep clean, which is fair enough. But being clean all the time won't win you titles. You need to have that bit of edge, a bit of not dirtiness, but you know what I mean. You have a bit of grit about you, a bit of an edge. Yeah, you don't want to make it. You don't want to be going up against the car and the driver think, he's gonna let me pass. As Danny's pitted, and Jamie's just gone out in front of Danny.
Yeah, he has. Crucial for Jamie. Now can he keep him behind? Can he show a little bit of ruthlessness?
Yeah, here we go.
We were just talking about to keep Danny behind, because Danny be going to the end. What time's Danny fitted? I'm trying to have a look. He's on the softs, so yeah, he'll be going to the end. Yep. So this is it, man. This is basically the battle for the podium here for Jamie. This will decide whether he takes home a bottle of champagne tonight or not.
I'm a bit worried. Those fresh softs though, and Danny, I think James got his work cut out, but we'll see. The more laps he keeps him behind, the more chance I think he's got. But yeah, Danny is quite quick on those softs. Oh, sorry, Andy, what were you saying?
I was going to say, interestingly out front, Athlete Fresh unable to catch Paga, and Paga here is going to be infuriating the Williams team with this one, isn't he? There could be quite an interesting debrief between the Williams team here if Paga goes on to win this, because I think he's got a little bit more front line, of course, because Athlete damaged it slightly when he clipped the back of who was it? He clipped the back of ILRGT. So I've got to say, it looks like a done deal there out front, unless they make the late swing, it's late change, and Paga drops his stubbornness and lets Athlete through. But as you said, Jack, at the start of the race, Paga was going to fight this, and it looks like he's going to do that right to the end.
I think so. I think Paga said to me he wants to finish P3 in the standings. He thinks obviously the top spot's off now, but there's a nice little battle brewing between DNA Joe, who can make it, Silent Assassin, Owen, Danny, and Paga for the not best of the rest, but yeah, for P3 in the championship standings. So that's also looking very tasty. So I think he'll want this for himself as well, and I think Paga is looking to go up to ILR2 next season, so he wants to make a stake for that, as well as a few other drivers here. Silent Assassin, Owen White was interested as well. Afri Frisch sadly retiring at the end of the year, but would have been able to up there. But yeah, very interesting. There's all drivers have got their own prerogatives, I think, and it's not just all about Brandon and Afri for the title. But I would say a note in the comments Brandon did say is the game loaded default setup for him. So he was running 2 wings and 9 ballast, and he just couldn't keep the rear. So he was always struggling. So that's why he was losing it so often. The game loaded default setup for him. So that's why he's DNF'd, which is a shame. I don't want to see that. The game's buggered him over.
Yeah, it has, and unfortunately for him, he was unable to keep it on the road and made a slight error, or made a few errors as a result of that setup, and it was one too many, wasn't it, that sent him into the wall at Dunlop and out of the Grand Prix. So yeah, Lissan Gaming and Brandon are making no points, collecting nothing here today, and Afri will be furious if his teammates not interested in letting him through, but yeah, teammates aren't supposed to be mates, are they? And that's just how it is. He cannot outpace his teammate at the moment, and Paga looks to be set to pick up 25 points, and as you say, Jack, stake a claim for a place in ILR2 next season, which I think would be a great move for him. I think he's got some serious pace. But before we go into that now, let's have a look at Silent Assassin pits. He's going to go up to the super softs, we think. But we have to look at Danny and Jamie going down towards turn 1. Danny side by side almost with Jamie. But Jamie, so far, Jack Gooding, keeping him back without really getting too defensive. He's not really needed to so far.
No, he hasn't. No, he's been driving his own race, and I'm surprised Danny's not all up in his gearbox. But no, he's not had to get too defensive, like you said, and he's keeping it on track. He's keeping it neat and tidy. Both these drivers are quite clean and consistent as well, so it'll be interesting to see. I think Danny's he's got 1 extra lap of fuel, so I'm just watching his fuel mix count now. He is going rich in the straight, so Jamie will have to watch that. Interesting to see, as Jamie has got 0.75 left of fuel, so he has got a little bit left to defend when needed, but interesting to see. As the laps go on, those softs will start to die, so Jamie's doing well so far.
As you said, yeah, there's a lap tick by. It should favour him. The odds should swing in towards him. But we've got 9 laps to go, and I think it's time for a quick run down of the honours. Wavy guy, who's had a bit of a messy afternoon, a messy debut, is going to set the fastest lap of the race so far. So good job from him. Can he get into the points towards the end? We'll find out soon. But let's have a quick rundown. A lap 18 out of 27. It's Paga in the lead from his teammate Afri Frisch in second, currently taking a big slice, but not a big enough slice, out of Brandon's championship lead. Kenny and JJ running in an impressive third, but for how much longer? He's got Danny right behind him on his ILR3 debut. Jamie holding on for a podium at the moment. Lily Hart running in 5th position, all on his own at the moment, with Silent Assassin in 6th. In 7th for Jackal, Goody is 8th, Owen Wyatt is 9th. And that was a little good battle there.
Oh, Danny.
And Owen Wyatt. Oh, Danny's done it. Has he done it?
Yeah, he's done it.
Oh, he's through. And how did it go, Jack? Talk us through it.
Yeah, I think Jamie was trying to defend too early on the inside there, and Danny kind of just cut in across him and made the move stick. Jamie ran a little bit wide into turn 1, and it was a done deal really as it went through the corner. A bit of a shame. I think Jamie went to defend a bit too soon. He played his hand and left the door open for Danny there. But good driving from both of them.
Well, through goes Danny, and Jamie's hopes of some champagne in Texas tonight look to be disappearing, which is a bit of a shame. He was doing so well. A pretty solid performance, has to be said, from him. Don't you think? You're a bit surprised, Jack? Do you think he would do as well as this?
Who, Jamie?
Yeah.
Looking at the field, I'd say it's probably roughly about right. I think I'm quite pleased to be going to ILR3 next season. I think myself as well, I'm planning to race in ILR3 next year. I actually have a seat, so that'll be a good little battle maybe we can have. There's Wavy guys out from P10.
Oh, he had got into the points, and now he's pulled off to the side of the road. And Jamie, I think you're in the party where the guys pulled off at the side of the road. Could you have any idea, Jamie, what might have happened there?
Off the side of the road? I have no clue.
Yeah.
Probably fell asleep.
Oh, power unit, Jamie. That's what you meant to say. You're meant to say power
unit. It looks like the Renault PU looks like it's gone in that. He's just pulled over. There's nowhere.
Yeah, he's pulled over. That's the PU for sure.
There we go. Woo! Got there on the head, Jamie. Thank you. You weren't in the commentary box, Jamie. You're driving in the track, but I had to try and get you to say it at some point in the stream. Yeah, but yeah, I'll let you get back to the race. Go on, go and get that podium.
I'll try.
Assassin fastest lap. He will be closing in Lily on those mediums. But I think an intriguing battle I'm going to watch is Afri Frisch and Danny. Afri's dropping off like a stone with that wing damage, and Danny on the softs. He is slowly clawing in at Afri. I'm just wondering, can he get there at the end and take the P2? Be interesting to see.
I think he will. I think he will, you know that.
He's looking good. We'll see.
He's looking very good.
I'll watch it for the next lap or two and see what happens, but Owen White's in the pits.
And if Jamie can get his head down and these two in front start battling, you never know.
You never know.
You never know. So Jamie, if I was Jamie, I'd really push as Goody and Owens Owens in the pits. But as you see, Jack, getting well picked up on there. I thought it was a done deal, and we all did from an early stage. But Danny clawing the gap back towards Afri Frisch. We did mention it briefly earlier on, but we did think it was too much.
6 temps already in a lap. 6 temps he's getting in a lap. He's gonna catch him. After he's dropped back, he's losing about 7-8 temps to Pago, and then yeah, about a second a lap to Danny. So yeah, this is a bit of a disaster for Afri. Must have. Looks like that end plate in the wing is damaged. It was that the contact from Liliot as well, as you said.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was. Well, I have to say as well, I mean, Danny is absolutely, he's on here. He's going to get Afri. And this really explains probably why Williams didn't switch the drivers, because if they did, they'd be risking losing everything, wouldn't they, Jack? Because if Paga swapped with Afri, then Danny would be on them. But, I mean, it's probably too late now, but Paga could have swapped them around.
He could have.
Used it, just buffered them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but yeah, as you say, P10.
Sorry.
Like a battle,
yeah, so Owen gets good at. Ooh, this is the battle for the final points.
Yep, wooden spinner points. What do you want? Baza struggling to hold Owen back on those fresh tyres. He's just been in the pits, and Owen easily passes him. That was as if it was ILR1 against ILR4 there, wasn't it, Jack? Because just tell us about that, Jack Gooding. ILR4 coming in next season.
Yeah, that's right, Andy.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, ILR4 finally confirmed the full drivers lineup the other day, so they will be revealed this Monday in a social race. Got a couple of commentators lined up, Paul McGuinness and Matt. They want to give it a go, so I'm going to let them have a go in the social race this Monday. So yeah, we're going to be racing from next season with ILR 1, 2 and 3 on Monday night 7 PM, and they'll be following the standard race calendar 50%. So obviously it's maybe a couple of the slow guys you see in ILR3, Crumpet, Jacko, Randoms, Bazza. They'll be making the drop down. We'll spoke to them, and also there's a lot of new guys to league racing as well that want to get stuck into ILR, and this is why we created the league. We had so many reserves, 12, 15 reserves, and I thought, well, what's the point of them just sitting there waiting? Let's just get another league going. So that's what we've done. That's why ILR4 started. So that there will be from next season, season 3, ILR4 Monday nights, ILR3 Thursdays, and then the big dogs Sunday night, ILR1 and 2. So it's looking great. We've only been not even going 12 months. Got 115 drivers signed up now for the GT leagues as well, so it's incredible.
Yeah, it's been a great journey for ILR, and ILR4, as you say, Monday nights coming very soon to live streams across the world.
I tell you what also is coming very soon is the battle for P2, because Danny is closing in quickly.
Yeah, he sure is. He's right on him now as I spill a can of Pepsi.
Oh, Danny's left session.
Oh, and that kills that one. And Jamie will be smelling some champagne in a moment.
Surely
not.
Here
he comes. He is going to be smelling some champagne. Here he comes. Kenyan JJ is on here for quite possibly a podium after what looked like a little bit unlikely after Danny went past him. But can he catch Afri as well? Could he catch Afri? He won't have to pass Danny. He'll just go through him. So it's around 5 or 6 seconds. I don't think he's going to get to Afri in time. But Jamie, a solid performance. He's going to pick up Danny's podium place. Will Danny come back into the lobby in time, Jack, to try and come back at Jamie, do you think?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's absolute disaster for Danny. It's a shame. He was going to take that P2 as well. I'm sure Brandon's now watching this on the stream banging his fist. There's more points for Afri. It's just one of those rotten days for him. Renault absolutely fuming at that.
Yeah, and well, they're partially fuming and partially delighted because Jamie's going to be on the podium now. So there you go.
Well, that's true as well, yeah. The standing driver for Arctic Devils can be here today. Want a little dabble in ILR3. It's good practice for him for ILR2, and Sunday's going to need it.
What a stand-in drive this is, by the way. It's like, sorry Arctic, but this has been as he's outshone you, Arctic Devils. This has been a superb performance from the stand-in driver. King NJJ up into the podium, places here and on for 15 World Championship points and a spray of the champagne and a little trophy come the end of this race. Fantastic job from him. And now, I've got to ask, do you think this will trigger a swap of the positions from the Williams drivers, or do you think that's completely out of the question?
Oof, I don't know. I think that's between them. I mean, if I was Afri, I think I'd be asking for it, but I mean, Paga, like, yeah, we'd be screaming for it, but Paga will be thinking the likes of Danny as well, and then the battle for P3 with Silent, Owen, and DNA Joe. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bit too soon in the season to call for it, but I mean, 7 points. That's quite a good scud of points there to miss up on. But Paga doesn't seem interested at this moment, and Jamie's only clawing a few tenths a lap to Afri, so looks like it's going to be signed, sealed, delivered the top 3 at the moment, as Liliot is now past Danny, so Danny's down to 5th.
Yeah, so Danny drops in another place then. Is Danny not back yet? He's not back yet. So now we're going to have to watch Silent Assassin versus Liliot, because Silent Assassin on those super softs did a 2-stop strategy, remember, is now going to be on the tail of Liliot in the closing lap, so that looks like the battle to watch. And by the way, it was 6.9 a few moments ago, the gap between R3 and Jamie. It's down to 5.2 now. And maybe, if R3 makes one error, Jamie will be on him, but I think it's just too little too late, Jack Gooding. But Silent Assassin, right on the back here of Liliot, as Sir Lane and Baza are swapping places for the final point. They're going side by side now, into the spoon corner, debating the final point, and Sir Lane has got it from Baza. And Baza will be disappointed. He's lost out there on the final point as they go back. The battle for 4.
That point's been teasing Baza for the last few laps, but he's just been overtaken by the super softs. Oh,
Silence through. A mistake there. Will Liliot come back up the inside? He will try and hang it out. Surely the traction will be too much to compete with, and it is. The super soft of Silent Assassin just dances away from Liliot and moves up into 4th place now. Too late to get Jamie. But yeah, up into 4th place on that 2-stop strategy. Will that get a few people in ILR2 and ILR1 watching now to see if the 2-stop might be the better option? Obviously, he's a damaged front wing, Silent Assassin, so it's not helped him in that sense. But what do you think, Jack, on this viewing? 1-stop or 2-stop? What's it want to be?
I think 1-stop, but I think if you've got the pace, the 2-stop's not a bad idea. I don't know. I'm interested to see if Paga. I would have loved to have seen Paga and Afri in alternate strategy to see what will happen. But it depends on traffic, because it's quite a difficult track to overtake as well. So if you 2-stop, you know, you're going to be stuck behind cars on the 1-stop. So I would, like you said, I probably think 1-stop is king, as we've seen from the front 3 who are all 1-stopping.
Yeah, the jury is out on it though, isn't it? It's not a certainty. But I do agree, and I do think that it might just shade it with 1-stop. We'll find out in ILR1 and 2 what happens. ILR2, of course, races last of all, so ILR1 might give us a few more clues that we need. This Jamie now, within 3.5 seconds, as Jacko now passes Danny, pardon me, up into 6th place. But Jamie, look at that. Put it right down to 3.6 seconds now, Jack, and it just looks like it's too little too late, but if Afri makes one error, he's in there.
He's teasing us with that, isn't he, Jamie? He's teasing us. I mean, that the team will be egging him on. Turn that PU up. High engine mode now. Go, go, go. Vamos. But
no, because then it'll pop. Don't. Jamie, we know what his luck's like. His luck's terrible. So down into 130R he goes. Can he push on and get onto the back of R3 Fridge? Can he put in a couple of qualifying laps to the end of the race and pressurise R3, or is it too little too late? Probably is. Let's have another quick rundown. It's Paga leading the race here in Suzuka on to really try and get involved in that battle for 3rd place in the championship, really strengthen his chances of getting 3rd place. R3 Fridge championship really needed to win today with Lausanne not scoring to really be serious about winning this championship. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth not winning it, unless his teammate plans on pulling over come the finish. We'll find out. King MJJ, a solid performance on his debut with 3rd, Silent Assassin in 4th, Liliot 5th, Jacko and 6th, Danny disconnecting from what looked like a certain podium. He's now running down in 7th. I don't think he'll even stay there. We'll find out. 88th, Owen Wyatt is 9th, and Sir Lane rounds out the top 10. Baza, the only man not to score points. And Jack, I think it's time to ask you to nominate a driver of the day. Give us 3 drivers. People in the chat, tell us what you think as well.
That's funny. I was just actually looking at the position changes then, but I think Jamie. I think he's definitely going to have to be up there for me. Great qualifying lap. Did put up provisional pole, and he's fought back to a great P3. And also Jacko. He's up to P6. He did start down in P14. So he's quietly gone about his business there with a great P6, and a bit of an innocuous one, but I would be tempted to say Danny as well. If it wasn't for the disconnection, he'd be on for a P2. So I'd probably say Jamie, Danny and Jacko for me, but I don't know, what's your opinion?
I think I agree. I think I tend to agree with that one. I mean, Paga has done a good job and Alfred's done a good job as well out front, but you've got to agree. Jamie probably wasn't expected to stay third, I think, from the early stages in the early phase, but he has done it. He's pulled it out. Danny, of course, with the disconnect, I have to totally agree. Looked like a certain second place after really limping round now, isn't he? 14 seconds off his teammate. And yeah, I have to agree that Jacko's done a great job as well, up 6 places. Some of that might be due to a few cars dropping out, and he's also moved up a few places as well in the race, up from, what did you say, was it 12th position?
14th up to 6. Great drive from Jacko.
So yeah, good drive from Jacko there. It will be Paga though, who looks like he's going to win it. No signs of dropping off for his teammate here, and it looks like it's going to be another Williams 1-2, strengthening their grip on the World Constructors Championship, which is almost sealed now, Jack. It looks like it's going to be a certainty for them. Have they wrapped it up yet?
I'd say so. It's looking good. I think, well, Jamie's helped with Renault cause, but no Brandon finishing. I think I can almost start packing up those trophies that will be posted off to Germany and Holland, unfortunately for me. So so yeah, obviously we have got physical trophies for the driver champion and the constructors, so motivation there. Looks like, Williams boys have it sewn as Jamie's only 1.5 seconds behind now, so you could have said 2 more laps. Too little too late.
Here comes Paga. He's coming around the final corner. The Flying Dutchman has done everything he's needed to do. He's not interested in helping his teammate in the title cause. He comes home to win here in style by a full 15 seconds. He sees off the challenge of his teammate, who damaged his front wing racing with Liliar. After he comes home to slice the championship gap down, but not down as much as he'd like. It's only down to 41. And King MJG follows him home. He nearly got to Afri in the end, but couldn't quite manage it. It's 3rd place for him on his debut. He's a contender for driver of the day. Silent Assassin brings it home 4th, and Liliar is going to crawl home in 5th. And it will be Jacko in 6th. One of your contenders for driver of the day, Jack Gooding.
I think I'm going to give it to Jamie. I think his qualifying and his racecraft throughout the weekend probably just nudges for me. Jacko close second, but Jamie's you could have argued almost in contention for a P2 there. So yeah, surprise package driver today, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. King MJG not putting in a disaster this evening. He's put in a masterclass and came home in 3rd place as Goody on the final lap has passed Danny for that 7th place, and Danny, who's disconnected long ago, will be fuming. A real contender for driver of the day as well, and had he continued to the end he might have got it. Goody comes home for 7th, Danny will see it in 8th, and then a gap back to Owen Wyatt, who got 9th after that second stop, and Sir Lane is going to snatch that final point as he overtook Baza a few laps from the finish. So Sir Lane hits the line now in 10th, and Baza will be the last to see it now in the Haas in 11th place. A lovely circuit, a wonderful place for racing. It's been a really exciting race, some great battles at times here at the Suzuka circuit, but it is the Williams who come out on top. Total domination, 1 and 2, as their championship leader falters. That's the main story to take away from the Japanese Grand Prix, and we've only got 4 rounds left to go. There they are then on the podium. Look at that, Paga absolutely delighted, the Dutchman. And the Williams team, well, they look happy, but behind the scenes they might not be too happy that they've not switched the drivers. Afri will feel a little bit disappointed in his teammate, you have to feel. But this is Formula 1, and we can't all be friends. It's a fantastic day for Williams. They come home 1 and 2, and King and JJ with a superb podium on his debut as a World Championship leader, and his teammate begins to falter. So there is the rundown then. Paga winning the Grand Prix here in Japan, round 16 of the championship by a full 15 seconds to Afri in 2nd. Afri, of course, with that damaged front wing, left him with no hope of catching his teammate. It's King and JJ finishing 3rd, as I've just mentioned. Silent Assassin brought it home in 4th. Liliar brought the Haas home in 5th. Jacko up 6 places from 12th to 6th position. Goody was 7th, and it was 8th for the Toro Rosso. Who's that Toro Rosso? Because it went to Carlos Sainz. Who was that?
Danny.
Does that. Danny, sorry. Danny, who had the disconnect. I apologise, Danny. And Owen Wyatt was 9th, and Sir Lane was 10th. Baza was the last man across the line, and quite a few cars ended up in the wall at 130R. Jack Gooding.
I know, disaster in qualifying for them, but a few drivers in the race as well in the dry conditions. Disappointing to see Fat Slag and Crumpet DNF so early on. Always quietly do well some of these races, but not today. But as you said, after he closes in now on Brandon, 4 races left. Was that about 30 odd points? So I tell you what, after the momentum's with him, Andy. So I wouldn't rule this out just yet. There's a long way to go. 100 points.
Yeah, 41 points the gap, and 100 points available. Some would say it would take a little bit of a capitulation for this to swing round, but today was a perfect example. A real struggle for Lassan, and as you say, the pressure on him and the momentum with Afri. But you've got to feel, Jack, he's got to be more ruthless than that. He has to go out there and win that race today to really put the pressure on, and I don't think Afri's got that killer touch in the remaining 4 races to really mount that pressure, and I think today he had to win that race, and we will see over the next few rounds. But for me, it's looking as if Lassan will hold on regardless of what happens. Are we planning any podium interviews? Are we getting the drivers in, or
no.
Are we not getting them in?
No, we're not getting them.
Okay. There'll be no drivers tonight. That leaves us to see you next weekend. We'll be at the United States Grand Prix in Austin, Texas. Jamie's home circuit. Jamie, you going to be there next week?
If I can, you best believe it, mate. Get me well wearing my cowboy hat in the grid.
There you go. Jamie, we're making a short trip over to the Circuit of the Americas. Be sure to join us there for the next instalment of the ILR3 World Championship. The gap's down to 41. Will Lassan crack? Can Afi close the gap? Find out next week.